Welcome to Life in Freshwater. Most habitats contain a great variety of living things. We call this biodiversity. Plants and animals of different species, sizes, and shapes along with microscopic organisms are commonly found together, sharing the same habitat and interacting with each other in complex relationships. Diversity is important for the survival of living things in any habitat. In the absence of diversity, the loss of one or two key species can result in the collapse of all life in the habitat. Life in a local habitat struck by a passing storm can spring back quickly because enough diversity still exists. Something resembling the original state of the environment will be restored. Every habitat, from the Brazilian rainforest to the Antarctic Bay, has a unique combination of living things. Each kind of plant animal living there is linked to only a small part of the other species. Eliminate one species and another will increase in numbers take its place. Eliminate many species and the whole local habitat starts to decay visibly. There are always species able to recolonize the damaged area. Given enough time, a new combination of plants and animals will reestablish the habitat in a way that enables it to continue. But this restorative power of the plants and animals depends on the existence of enough species to play that special role. Biodiversity is critical for habitat survival. All of these interactions between species form an ecosystem. The term ecosystem describes a system in which there are living organisms, non-living components, and a primary energy source. The sun is the engine driving the rest of the system. How big is an ecosystem? The entire planet is sometimes referred to as an ecosystem. This ecosystem is termed the global ecosystem or the biosphere. Not only do animals play a critical role, but so do plants. The green plants capture some of the Earth's energy in a process known as photosynthesis. Animals cannot do this. They rely on green plants to catch solar energy and to use it to assemble food materials. The green plants are the food factories in natural systems. They are called producers. The plants also provide oxygen as a byproduct of this process, but use carbon dioxide and water as raw materials. Not all animals eat plants. Those that eat only plants are known as herbivores or plant eaters. Animals that eat other animals are often called carnivores, meat eaters. The sequence gets more complex if we add animals that prey onto other meat eaters. Living things interact with each other for shelter, reproduce, protection, and so on. Ecosystems with simple interactions are usually more vulnerable to drastic change than ecosystems with complex interactions. For example, in the Arctic Sea, if krill were eliminated by some ecological accident, there would be catastrophic decline of virtually all marine mammals, birds, and fish, which depend on krill for food. There is ecological strength and security in complex ecosystem structures that simplified systems do not have. It is no surprise that complex ecosystems are usually more stable than simplified systems. Unfortunately, one of the major influences of humans has been to simplify the world's ecosystems through agriculture. By plowing fields and prairies, we eliminate 100 of native herbs and grasses and replace them with pure strands of wheat, corn, or alfalfa. This increases efficiency, productivity, and yield, but it also increases ecological vulnerability and instability. If we have a pure strand of wheat, the possibility of ecological catastrophe is amplified. A pathogen like wheat rust or a herbivore such as grasshoppers may sweep in suddenly and decimate the entire system. We clearly pay a price for oversimplifying ecosystems. Why do we need so many different kinds of plants and animals? So what if a few of them do come extinct? The answer lies in complex ecological principle. There is no immediate catastrophe if a certain species does disappear, but the system is thereby changed from its natural state and is more vulnerable to ecological instability. By conserving diverse habitats, we help to ensure a more natural, more complex, and more stable plants and animals. Now it's time for our activity, lots of diversity. Then we will move into Lesson 5, the life cycle of a salmon.